welcome to Half Horse Tarot. I am here with your mid-month update for the month of September 2018. Before we get into your reading, I do just want to go ahead and say a couple of things. I've decided to change up the ordering process that I use when it comes to deciding which readings to do first and which videos to post first. So what I'm going to be doing from here on out is basically basing it on the amount of views that the videos received on the last set of videos. So if your video for Pisces on the last set of videos, or on this set I should say, gets a good amount of views, you guys will be one of the first ones to receive your reading for October. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're watching this or any of the other videos going forward. Additionally, I do just want to remind everybody that I do have monthly videos posted for the month of September. They are posted for all the signs, and they're a little bit longer, a little bit more detailed in terms of the messages. So if you're watching this and this particular reading doesn't really make much sense, make sure to check out your monthly reading for September. I've noticed that these readings have tended to be a little bit shorter and a little bit more specific, so I know they're probably not going to resonate with as many people, so that's just something else to keep in mind. And also, as always, if you're watching this and it doesn't really resonate, always make sure to check out your videos for your moon sign and your rising sign, because that can give you a little bit more information regarding whatever it is that you are dealing with in the event that this particular reading doesn't resonate. So with all that being said, we'll go ahead and get started with your reading. The spread I use for these mid-month updates is basically a regular 5-card spread. I kind of interpret it in the style of Lenormand style reading, if you happen to be familiar with that. So we'll get started with your central issue for the rest of the month, which is the Knight of Swords in the upright. I really like this card for you guys. I don't normally read the Knights as people, but because there are a lot of people that could be watching this, I just want to throw out there that it could be another person, and if so, they would likely be an air sign, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And the air signs, for your reference, are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So if you are dealing with an air sign who's probably mostly around your age, they would be the focus of this reading for you guys. And also the focus of what all you have going on for these next couple of weeks to round out the month. So, but for most of you guys, I really just think it's going to be an energy that's coming in for you all. And I really like the swords suit when it comes to this sort of energy, because it's all about clarity, you know, insight, decision making, communication, and it's coming in pretty quickly, because the swords are a pretty quick suit when it comes to timing. So with this being the center of your reading, it says to me that a lot of you guys are going to be receiving a real massive burst of clarity, and it might even seem like it comes out of nowhere. Others of you are really just going to be taking some initiative. You guys are going to be the ones harnessing this energy. You guys are going to be the ones making decisions and drawing up contracts and, you know, engaging in communication with other people. All these things that the suit of swords is known for representing. But it seems like a really, I don't know how to say it. It's like a very cleansing feeling to me when I look at this card. It's like finally, after maybe weeks or possibly even months of confusion and maybe inaction and going back and forth and, you know, debating with yourself, there's finally some sort of action. Something is finally taking place. Change is finally starting to come in. And you're really just kind of seizing the reins of your own destiny and are starting to make things happen for you, which is awesome. So I'm really excited to see that front and center for your reading. So over here you guys have the Nine of Swords in reverse. This is another great card. In the upright, you know, it's always about fear and anxiety. It's the nightmare card. But it's because it is a sword suit, it's all about your own mental state. It's your thoughts. It's, you know, what's going on in your head. And so basically it's kind of like torture of our own making when it's in the upright. And in the reverse, it's like we're finally getting rid of all of that negativity, all of those toxic thoughts, all of the fears and stuff that have been holding us back for so long. And, you know, you're shedding all of that weight, and that's just going to really relieve a lot of the burden that you've been carrying around with you for a while now that's really inhibited you. So I'm really happy to see this card in the reverse for you guys. My rising sign is actually Pisces, so I kind of know how Pisces operates, and I know that it's really, really easy for Pisces and water signs in general to get stuck in their own heads. So to see this here, it's like headway is really being made in terms of releasing ourselves from, you know, this prison of sort of our own making. So again, really, really great energy there. And you may have been kind of going through this process for a while now, but it's mostly like you've been doing the work on a mental and an emotional level, and you're gonna start to make actual changes, you know, in your material and physical world and physical reality. So, you know, really, really great things here. So the only really discouraging card here is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And I think this is going to be your energy because it is a water sign. It doesn't matter if you're male, it can represent you too. If it's not you, then it would be another water sign, more likely than not male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And the other water signs besides Pisces are Cancer and Scorpio. So again, like I said, for most of you guys, I think this is just going to be your energy. So as you're going through a lot of these shifts and changes, and you're getting rid of that Nine of Swords energy, and you're embracing this Knight of Swords energy, it can be a bit overwhelming and emotionally taxing. So you might be in kind of a state where you're just feeling really emotionally run down. You know, you've probably been through the ringer, especially with that Nine of Swords being there, and you're just really having a hard time kind of coming into your own, really owning your power, and, you know, being as emotionally stable as you need to be moving forward. So that's not anything really negative. It's something that you can work through, and I think that by the end of the month, a lot of you guys are going to get to that point where you are able to kind of flip this energy back into the upright. You know, even the Queen of Cups, when she is in the upright, she is somebody who has been through a lot emotionally. So with this being in the reverse, it just says to me like we're kind of still stuck in that state. We aren't 100% out of that Nine of Swords energy, but we're working on releasing it, which is really great news. Moving forward, you guys have some really big cards. Both are major arcana. You guys start off with Judgment. So Judgment is a really, really interesting card. It can mean a lot of things. So Judgment can literally mean actual judgments, such as court decisions being handed down. With it being in the upright, any sort of legalities you may be going through, and I bring that up because of the Knight of Swords, which can also represent legal situations, just the sword suit in general. Any legal situations you may be going through, you're probably going to come out on top. It's probably going to be decided in your favor. So if that's something you've been stressing out over, don't worry about it, especially if it is in regard to children, like a custody agreement, because you do have the Six of Cups here as your overall energy for your spread. So for those of you who may be dealing with some sort of custodial situation, it's going to work out fine. You're going to get the arrangement that you wanted, or any legal proceedings would probably pan out very well for you guys. Judgment is also about decision making. So, it's about having to make major life-altering choices, and they're usually really positive, and they're usually putting you on the path of major change. So Judgment is number 20 in the major arcana. The World is number 21. So the World is all about wrapping up a major life cycle, hitting that peak of culmination in some area or aspect of your life, and getting ready to embark on a new path and looping back around to the Fool energy. So with Judgment being here in regard to possibly making decisions, it's like you're getting one step closer to really wrapping up a major cycle in your life, whatever that means for you, be it in your relationships or in your careers, whatever it may be. So you're kind of almost there. You're almost at that point of culmination, that climax. And it's just like you're kind of almost putting the pen to paper and actually going through the decision-making process toward the end of this month and setting yourself up for the major changes that are going to come your way in the near future. So I really like seeing this card here. It says to me that we're, finally getting out of that Nine of Swords energy, and we're in a place now where we can make clear-headed, rational decisions for our own benefit and start to put ourselves on the right path, so to speak. Judgment is also, just going off of the imagery of the card, it's the angel blowing the horn if you're familiar with the book of Revelation, and you can see the souls of the dead rising as the horn is being blown. So another word associated with judgment is rebirth. And so when judgment shows up, it can symbolize literally like being reborn again in some way. And with that Nine of Swords energy being in the reverse, and with the Knight of Swords, really being the focal point of your reading, it's like you could be, reborn on a personal level. Like you are getting rid of the fear, the anxiety. The Nine of Swords in the upright can even, in some cases, represent abuse. So if you are in a situation like that, where you may have been, verbally, physically, emotionally, whatever, abused, you would be getting out of that kind of situation. You would be reborn. You're in a place now where, with judgment, I think you're really, really going to be able to start to seize and capitalize on your own personal power. And that's a really, really great energy to have moving forward. And that's just reinforced with the Strength card being here. Strength can represent Leo, so the sign of Leo might be important for you, especially if there's somebody helping you through this transition, helping you make some decisions that you need to make. But for a lot of you guys, again, it's just going to go back to your own personal power. Having the strength you need to make the decisions that are going to be the best choices for you. Finally deciding that, you can't live your life trying to please other people. You can't let yourself be held back anymore. And, having the strength to make choices that need to be made, even if they are difficult decisions. And with judgment being such a huge card, being a major arcana card, some of the decisions that you may have to make moving forward might be difficult choices. They may put you in a difficult state on an emotional level. However, you're gonna have the fortitude that you need to go through with whatever choices that you need to make. This card is just a reminder that you are in this process of shedding all of these fears and all of these things that have been holding you back. And now you're really about to step into your own, you're really seizing and capitalizing on some confidence. And, at the end of the day, ultimately, you have the strength and you have the power to do whatever it is that you need to do, and to get yourself to where you need to be. Also, moving forward, there is a lot of blue in your spread. Actually, the backgrounds of these two cards are kind of the same in terms of color. And blue is all about healing and calm and peace. So it's like saying whatever turbulent times you may have been in the past, that's going to start to resolve, and you're really going to start to heal and recover and just find your own inner peace and your own inner strength. And that's really awesome. So the card that you guys have for your overall energy, I touched on it a little bit earlier. This is on the bottom of the deck. It is the Six of Cups. It is in the upright. So the Six of Cups can deal with children, going back again to what I said about possible legalities. It doesn't have to be a legal situation, though. If you do have some children in your life, they just may be the focus of some of the major decisions and changes that you have coming up, things that you have to do in regard to them, or choices that need to be made. And maybe the decisions regarding your children have been kind of, nagging at you and causing you some anxiety. But, if that's the case, you're going to work through that. Everything's going to be okay. The Six of Cups is also about the past and about nostalgia. Sometimes it can be a bit limiting in the sense that some people look back on their past with rose-colored glasses, and they see it as being better than it was, and as a result they stay kind of stuck in their past and don't really work on resolving their issues in the present in order to allow themselves to have a better, happier future that they actually enjoy and live in fully and completely embrace. So the one caveat with this card is just to make sure that you're not letting your past 100% define you, that you do realize that, you know, you're gonna have to start working on your own present situation, making major decisions, you know, having the strength and having the guts to maybe let go of some things from your past, things that may be limiting you or holding you back, especially if it's like a nostalgic memory that, you know, you're just having a really hard time letting go of, because you're so focused on the happiness and the positive aspects of that memory that you may be still feeling. So that is just something to keep in mind for those of you for whom a lot of your issues are rooted deep within your past, especially in your childhood for some of you, even going back that far. The Six of Cups can also be about reunions, people coming back into your life. And I mean, I don't necessarily get that energy. You know, it's also a soulmate card in terms of romance. So maybe you have a situation going on romantically, but again, I'm not really picking that up. I think mostly it's gonna be for people dealing with situations regarding their children, and also people dealing with situations that are rooted in their past and possibly needing to let go of some of those more nostalgic aspects that may be holding you back from fully embracing your present and being able to 100% look forward to your future. So just some more things to keep in mind. I did pull an oracle card to get some additional advice, more information regarding your situation. And you guys got take your time making this decision. This really does go back to the Judgment card here. This really reflects the message of the Judgment card. You have some big choices coming up that you have to make, you know, decisions looming on the horizon. But this card is just cautioning you to make sure that you really think things through, that you don't jump into anything just because, you know, you're really impatient for change to happen or for something to come into your life or whatever it may be, that you're really taking the time to think about these choices that are going to be presented to you, and, you know, that you are able to use your discernment and your discretion to make the best possible choice that you can with the information that you have available to you. So just keep that in mind. Take a step back if you need to, because sometimes when you relinquish a little bit of the control that you feel you need to have over the situation, some things kind of resolve themselves naturally, or answers get presented to you in ways that you might not have been expecting. You might get some clarity here and there. So again, just make sure you're not trying to rush into anything or control every single aspect of everything, because that's just gonna have you, you know, emotionally kind of stuck in this state where you're just not really finding the stability that you need moving forward. But overall, you guys probably have my favorite reading that I've done so far for these mid-month readings. And I'm really, really happy with the development and the progress that a lot of you guys are going through internally. And then also this combination here, you know, I'm really, really loving this. Just having the strength to move forward and, you know, make some decisions and make some changes. So really great energy overall. And I hope that this resonates with some of you guys. If it does, please go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. If you liked the video, I would definitely appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, shared it, subscribed to this channel. And thank you to all of you guys who have watched the September monthly videos and even the ones back from August. And who have left thumbs ups and comments and subscribed already. You know, I'm really, really grateful for all of you and really, really appreciative. So with all that being said, I will let you guys go, and I will see you in a couple more weeks with your monthly readings for the month of October.